One startup almost collapsed in the early 2000s. It was bleeding cash, fighting relentless fraud, and standing on the very edge of extinction. But the people inside it, they didn't just survive. They went on to build the future. Tesla, SpaceX, YouTube, LinkedIn, Palantir. These aren't just companies. They are the pillars of the modern world, and they all share the same DNA. They are known as the PayPal Mafia, a group of outcasts, geniuses, and rebels who secretly took over Silicon Valley. This is the origin story of the modern tech empire. A story of rivalry, betrayal, and $1 trillion in wealth. To understand the Mafia, you have to understand the era, the late 90s, the dot-com boom. It was a time of irrational exuberance, where a simple idea and a dot-com address could make you a billionaire overnight. Silicon Valley was a gold rush. But while the masses were building digital toys and delivering groceries, a small group of outsiders was looking at something much more fundamental: the way we move money. They saw a world where banks were too slow for the digital age. Peter Thiel was a hedge fund manager with a law degree and a philosophy problem. Max Levchin was a brilliant Ukrainian hacker who fled the Soviet Union. Their mission wasn't just profit, it was a form of crypto-anarchism. They wanted to liberate money from the state. Their first idea was radical: beaming digital currency between Palm Pilots. They wanted to create a global currency that bypassed the banks, a digital gold that no government could touch. But the Palm Pilot was a niche. They needed a bigger ocean. The real explosion happened when they moved to email. They pivoted to a service they called PayPal, and it became the lifeblood of a new auction site called eBay. Users loved it because it was instant, and it was growing at 10% a day, but they weren't alone. Right across the street, a 28-year-old Elon Musk had the same vision. He founded X.com with $12 million from his first exit. Musk didn't want a digital wallet. He wanted a full-scale financial supermarket. The rivalry was brutal. They were burning millions in marketing, giving away $20 to anyone who signed up and another $20 for every referral. It was a war of attrition for the future of the internet's wallet, and they were both running out of time. Realizing that competition would bankrupt them both, they did the unthinkable. In March 2000, just as the Nasdaq reached its peak, XCOM and Confinity merged. It was a shotgun wedding between two groups of people who fundamentally didn't trust each other. Shortly after the merger, Elon Musk was driving Peter Thiel in his new McLaren F1. He turned to Peter and said, "Watch this." He floored it, hit an embankment, and the million-dollar car flew into the air like a frisbee. It was uninsured. Musk just laughed. But the biggest threat wasn't a car crash. It was organized crime. Professional Russian hacker syndicates were stealing millions from PayPal every month. They were losing more money to fraud than they were making in revenue. They were weeks from total collapse. Max Levchin and his engineers had to build the world's first advanced fraud detection system, the IGI. In the process, Levchin helped invent CAPTCHA. They were using human intuition to defeat machine-based fraud. It was the birth of modern cybersecurity, forged in pure desperation. In September 2000, while Elon Musk was on a flight to Australia for a rare honeymoon, the board staged a coup. Led by Thiel's lieutenants, they voted to remove Musk as CEO and replace him with Peter Thiel. Musk landed to find his company had been taken from him. Musk didn't quit. He stayed on the board, learned from the loss, and waited. The pressure of PayPal was forging the most successful founder in history. He realized that to build the future, he had to be the one in control. This was his training ground for world dominance. Even their IPO was a battle. The SEC tried to block it. State regulators sued them, but the Mafia pushed through. In 2002, they became the first major .com to go public after the bubble burst. They proved the internet was here to stay. Months later, eBay bought them for $1.5 billion. In 2002, despite the .com crash, PayPal went public. Months later, eBay bought it for $1.5 billion. The Mafia members were finally rich, and they were finally free from corporate oversight. And they left almost immediately. The Mafia dispersion began. Jawed Karim and Steve Chen couldn't find a clip of the 2004 Super Bowl halftime incident online. They realized the internet needed a home for video, so they built YouTube in a garage. It changed media forever. Google bought it for $1.65 billion just 18 months later. Elon Musk took his $180 million and bet it all on his two passions, space and electric cars. He started SpaceX and Tesla simultaneously, using the high-pressure lessons he learned at PayPal to fight the giants of aerospace and automotive. It was madness. In 2008, he reached a breaking point. SpaceX had 3 failed launches, and Tesla was days from running out of money. Musk was down to his last few millions. He had to choose which company to save. He chose both, and he almost lost everything. And then, the Mafia stepped in. Peter Thiel's Founders Fund led a crucial investment that saved SpaceX just as it was about to go under. Other members provided the bridge loans Tesla needed. The PayPal Mafia network quite literally saved the future of space exploration and sustainable energy. They were a self-sustaining ecosystem. Peter Thiel founded Palantir, using PayPal's fraud detection logic to track terrorists and manage global data. He became the group's philosopher king, funding the next generation of tech giants like Facebook. He preached a philosophy of 0 to 1, building things no one else can imagine. Thiel went even further, creating the Thiel Fellowship, paying brilliant kids $100,000 to drop out of college and build companies. He was creating a new pipeline of talent, entirely outside the traditional system. The Mafia's influence was now generational. Reid Hoffman, known as the Mafia's fireman for his ability to solve any crisis, founded LinkedIn. He turned the Mafia's belief in social capital into a platform for every professional on the planet. He became the ultimate connector, the man who knew everyone in Silicon Valley. Jeremy Stoppelman and Russell Simmons were PayPal employees who got sick in 2004 and couldn't find a good doctor online. That frustration led to the birth of Yelp, changing how we interact with local businesses forever. Another multi-billion-dollar empire born from the PayPal pressure cooker. David Sachs, the former COO of PayPal, went on to found Yammer, which Microsoft bought for $1.2 billion. He became a legendary angel investor, fueling the growth of companies like Uber and Airbnb. The Mafia wasn't just building companies, they were funding the entire next wave of innovation. Roelof Botha joined Sequoia Capital, leading investments in YouTube and Instagram. Keith Rabois became a partner at Founders Fund, co-founding Opendoor. The Mafia had colonized the venture capital world, ensuring that they would always be the ones deciding which startups lived or died. The list goes on and on. Yelp, Yammer, Pinterest, Uber, Airbnb, Stripe. Almost every major Silicon Valley success has a PayPal Mafia member involved as a founder, an investor, or an advisor. They are the shadow government of the technology world, and their power is absolute. So why did they all succeed? It was the culture Peter Thiel cultivated. He didn't want nice people. He wanted brilliant, adversarial thinkers who challenged every assumption. They argued constantly, and that friction created fire. Pressure didn't break them, it made them titans. They stayed together. They invested in each other's startups, hired each other's people, and protected their own. They realized that a network is more powerful than any individual product, and that network is now worth over $1 trillion. It is the single most concentrated wealth creation event in history. Today, the PayPal Mafia's fingerprints are on almost every piece of technology you use. They didn't just build companies, they built the modern world and the way we live in it. From the way we work to the way we dream, their influence is inescapable, and they are still building. From the cars we drive to the way we find information, and even the way we reach for the stars, it all started in one struggling office with a group of people who refused to fail. They were the architects of the future. They proved that with enough pressure, even a failing startup can change the world. Their $20 referral gamble was a defining moment. It was a move born of pure desperation, burning through millions of dollars in a matter of weeks. But it created a growth engine so powerful that no bank could compete. It was the moment Silicon Valley realized that growth is more important than profit. The Iggy algorithm wasn't just a patch, it was a revolutionary approach to pattern recognition. It paved the way for modern AI and machine learning. PayPal was essentially the first major AI company, solving complex problems long before AI was a buzzword. Their brilliance was in the invisible code. The Mafia teaches us that the greatest companies aren't built in comfort. They are built in the fire of crisis. The lessons of survival they learned at PayPal are the same lessons they use to reach for Mars today. They are a testament to the power of human ambition and the strength of a loyal network. As we look to the future of AI, space travel, and human longevity, the PayPal Mafia is leading the charge. They are no longer just tech founders. They are the new architects of civilization. Their vision extends beyond the digital world into the very fabric of physical reality. The future belongs to the Mafia. Most companies create products. PayPal created the future. The Mafia is just getting started. This is only the beginning, and the world will never be the same again. They didn't just build a wallet, they built a legacy that will outlast them all. The Mafia is forever.